Hey, welcome to the Sketch Zone podcast. This is Carlos Gomez, and welcome. This is episode 111. 111.
Yeah.
And with us this week, we have this young animator slash artist that we're going to get into it, how we met deeper here in the conversation.
Stalker.
But she's been ever since I met her, I've been laughing. And her work makes me laugh. And she's just, I couldn't wait to get her on the show. I've been trying to get her on the show for almost a year now, but we finally did it. We're going to get into that. Welcome to the show. Hang on.
You got it.
Oh, dude. Here we go. Welcome to the show, Karli Melder.
Nice. That kid sounds like a total nerd, though.
How did you do that?
It's what I do, son.
It's magic, dude. Just don't question it.
How do you think Jack learned? Like, I let you guys get away with a bunch of stuff, but at the end of the day,
I see it. I've been looking it up. I got some stuff coming. But
Better be good, dude.
I saw this where we used to have it, and I see it show up, and then it disappears.
perfect.
Oh, I can't. That's so lame.
I think you just gotta get good.
I will.
You just gotta
do some research. I got some stuff coming.
You just gotta suck less. Hey,
Oh,
that's Charlie B. Williams III.
I got some stuff coming. Hello, I'm back. See, he got himself a board. See, I'm left out. I showed up to a fight without any weapons. That's okay. Give me a little bit, and when I reveal what I have cooking, it's gonna be amazing. I'm glad to be here. Let's go.
Better be.
You know what you sound like?
I had a feeling you were over there cooking up stuff, and I knew it. Oh man, I should have just followed my first mind when I was cooking this stuff up here.
Oh, hey.
He's not wrong, though.
I always forget to do this, but if you guys have a question for Karli, Charlie, or Carlos, please go ahead and use the Sketch Zone hotline. That's 408-753-8248. That's 408-SKETCH-8. If you're not in the United States, go ahead and use 011-408-753-8248. Otherwise, we're on YouTube, so you guys can be watching us live on YouTube.
Watch it.
So yeah, welcome everyone. How's everyone's week going?
I'm
Insane,
doing really
dude.
good. How you doing?
Crazy.
I'm all right.
Good. Have some things.
Carly just recently moved to there he is, folks. There he is.
Wait a minute.
Rod Gunn, the artist.
I like
Nice.
how y'all did that. This dude comes in. Great intro.
Son. Yeah, son.
Look at that mustache. It's a grown man over
I know
there.
he's bad.
What's
You want to
going
talk about
on?
someone that doesn't sit still? Let's talk about my boy Rod Gunn.
This
Hey,
dude look like he's ready to umpire a baseball game.
a lot of swords. Do some Zorro action.
I'm okay with it though. Welcome
I know.
to
Yeah,
Nation.
I gotta add a little bit of roughness to it, you know.
Don't sweat the
Yeah.
technique.
Yo, Rod Gunn, tell your boy to grow some facial hair and be a man. Get out of
Let's
people.
not. Let's not do
Just
that.
want to throw that out there.
It's all right, dude. All you need is like just take a Sharpie and just kind of
Right?
Yeah.
I just
problem
You're an
solve.
artist.
you're like, what? Look at what?
You're gonna have some crazy masked overlay. It's just gonna look magnificent.
I mean, there's always Snapchat.
Oh, that's
Right.
true.
You can just put one of those filters on, man.
Pipe
Yeah,
that in.
yeah.
Have, like,
Either a
Jesus
mustache or a puppy dog face.
Because then,
Yeah, like Rod, you could do like the drag queen one, kind of pretty up your face a little bit.
That would be that would be which one he would use. Carly, you're right. That's good.
tighten up my face a little bit. Like, how you not gonna have hair and wrinkles? Like, get out of here, dude.
That's exactly what it's gonna have. I second that.
So I
Watch-
jumped in a little
watch
late.
it all.
What's going on?
It's good. You had a little
Yeah,
intro
sir.
there. How you been?
Pretty good. Pretty
All right.
good.
I
Living the
am.
life, man. Living the life.
Nice.
By the way,
Um,
Google Hangout sucks. It only works on Chrome.
it's you have to get used to it. You're not the only one that struggles with it. I
Wait a
don't
minute.
Maybe you
know.
should
Where
stick
were you
with-
trying to get it to work on?
Firefox, Internet
Oh.
Explorer,
Wow.
and neither of those worked.
You actually
So,
said the IE word. We don't talk about that browser doesn't even exist.
No,
I use Firefox for everything, and
Really?
yeah,
well, that's a problem right there.
It's like 27.
I have all my all the stuff that I ever have made, like all my tabs, all my plug
You
my-
can export all that out into a nice
Export all
XML
that
file.
out.
what?
Put it into your
Stop
Chrome.
it.
But then
No.
I have password sites that I already forgot the passwords to that I just have.
Save
That sounds like a personal
You
problem.
know, that's why they have little links that say
Carly's a savage. It's a personal problem.
she's a savage, dude.
Savage. Yeah. All I hear is you need the sound effect. All I hear is wah, 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 wah. You can download that stuff though, Rod God.
I know you can save it. Like, dude, you might
Dude,
might as
I'm
well go
old.
get
I don't know
Netscape
all this
Navigator,
technology.
dude.
exactly.
Go get Netscape Navigator and then see if it works.
I mean, you got to start using Yahoo and like Ask Jeeves and all
Did
that
you-
stuff.
Oh man.
Have you have you checked her Hotmail yet?
I still have a
Okay, I have a
Hotmail.
Hotmail. Yes.
I do
That's my
too.
main email.
I do too.
Same. Hotmail's great. I
Hotmail's
haven't been
awesome.
on Ask Jeeves in like a decade though.
They should
can
turn that
ask
into something
Susan.
else. Like,
They should. Like
Like
a
a-
butler service.
They should take it like incorporate it into either Siri or Alexa or one of
Yeah. Is that site even
just make
still
that the
up?
Android
those.
one.
Jeeves knows everything, dude.
Instead of Siri, just for Android ones, have Jeeves.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. For your Windows phones. So washed up.
Now featuring Ask Jeeves. It's totally
So
not
we're-
knockoff mobile phone.
We were about to get into Karli just moving to LA for some strange reason.
I know,
Yeah.
right? It's like she wants to be an artist or something.
Nah,
Right.
that's lame. I hate drawing. It's dumb. One day I was in Atlanta and I was like, I should move to Los Angeles for no reason. And then I just suddenly was here, like, overnight.
All the
Didn't
nerds are
touch the
doing it.
face at all. No. It's not that work.
Oh, you guys are aware that she kicked my butt in the drawing competition.
That's
Oh my
where
gosh,
I was
dude.
about to go there right
No.
now. I was about to go there right now.
Whooped my ass
So
in front of all the
we,
professionals at CTN.
yeah,
Dude.
the three of us met at CTN,
hmm
and I already told the story about Rodgon, but I had walked into this little crew that Rodgon was rolling with, and Karli was in there, and I was like, "Hey guys," da, 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 da. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, they're doing the Wacom Showdown thing," and all of a sudden, everyone in this group started leaving because they were all in this Wacom Showdown thing.
Wow, really?
And then Rodgon and Karli went head to head with one other person, and you want to talk about savage? Karli did not take any prisoners. She went for it, dude. She just crushed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
It was
what
a
they were
butts,
doing?
dude.
And Rod,
How did you guys get to that point? Like what was
Was there a
what was the
conflict beforehand?
entrance? What was that?
Wait.
How did all of that start?
I think she ran
like,
into me
art, or-
at some point before, like the first day, or I don't know.
No. Okay,
what
Freddie
happened?
Chancellor introduced us, and I followed you on Instagram for a while, and then he was like, "Yo, Carly's going to CTN. Y'all should meet up," and then we did.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Freddie's a cool guy.
yeah.
Oh.
And then she just hung out with us the whole weekend, pretty much.
So how did you guys enter into the showdown? Was there
There was
submit your stuff?
there was
first?
like a thing where they set up a lot of Wacom, screens, and then you had about 10. Was it 10 minutes,
It was
7
10
minutes,
minutes, yeah.
or 10 minutes to come up with a random drawing given from 3 different random words from a generator. So it would just pop up, and then you had to create something with those words. And whoever, like, they had their own judges, and they decided who went to the finals. And out of like 350 like people that went up, only 8 people were able to get into the finals.
So it's kind of like when you do it in like fighting games and stuff. You had an open run basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it started with like a bunch of entrants, and then they narrowed us down to like 16 people, and then
who narrowed you down? Was it Welcome or was it?
There's a bunch of judges, I think, right?
Yeah,
I think it was just like their own like people, the people that were holding the booth.
And you only entered once.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time that I make it to the top 8.
So,
so now you're just bragging.
Both years in a row.
So did you win the first
time? So basically what you're saying is...
No, I lost
Karli,
twice.
Oh, so the second time you lost.
Karli, who was just in for the first time, whip your ass.
He was a star rookie, man. I was
rooting for him. And I drew a butt, and people laughed, and then it won.
Nice.
See, I figured that if she won and she won the Cintiq, that would, motivate her to become this great artist. It was
Move to
all
LA.
planned. It was
so
all
basically, Rodgun, it's your idea for her to actually move to LA. You motivated that decision.
He doesn't know that. So
no. I can completely confirm it. I was like, man, I want to be like that weird kind of guy, Rod. I think I'll move to LA and just make a fool out of myself out here, and then maybe it'll work out,
Hey, that's how it works.
Dude, I know, right?
It was hilarious, though. I remember, I think it was when you guys went head to head. Rodgun had to draw a banshee, which he looked at the crowd. He's like, I don't know what a banshee is. And Karli, I think you drew like some kind of Sasquatch or something. Or
no, dude, I drew a banshee, and she was singing wildly about how you should really touch her butt. That's how it was. And then the finals was the awkwardly growing Sasquatch, and that guy wanted to die real bad.
Yeah.
That guy was insane, though. Like,
well,
that was like Kim Jong-il status.
Yeah.
That guy he was like a printer. Like, he didn't even
Peter Hahn, he was amazing.
Yeah. And then, but like the next day, I saw him presenting and teaching like crowds how to draw. So I was like, okay, he's a badass, but that's kind of cheating.
I mean, he was a guest artist. I think they invited him.
Yeah.
It was a competition between every professional out there, so who knows who the hell we beat already to get there. So
could you imagine?
To lose to that monster of a dude.
Right.
I think that's okay. That's all right.
Right.
You
don't want to be
cool.
the top dog right away,
Nah.
That makes your ego a little too high.
Really
second, third, have some room to grow.
That's right.
During the finals, everyone's like wishing each other good luck and stuff, and I'm here and he's sitting here, and so I look up and I'm like, hey, good luck, dude, and he like walks over and shakes my hand, and he's like, I hope you win, and then he like goes back and just starts drawing. It was like really cool. I was like, is this guy for real? Is he just being mean? But no, he like donated the Cintiq afterward and everything. Like, it's just really cool of him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
He said, this is nice. I don't really need it. And he donated it. He asked people to bring their portfolios to his table. He was tabling at CTN and everything. And he said,
I want the most worthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Highlander status.
It's so neat of him.
I thought was really cool. Yeah.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you
when artists so big like that are so humble.
Yeah. It helps. Because we talk about that on this show all the time. Like you could be super talented, but if you're a jerk, you're I think you're if you don't play well with others, your career has a stopwatch on it.
It does. Because our industry is like, I mean, there's a lot of people, but it's still relatively small, and producers talk, and if you're mean, it sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I think it's a correlation with your skill level and how much of a jerk you are. It's kind of like the hot crazy scale for women. but it's like the more talented you are, the more of an asshole you can be. You know, like if you're not very talented, you better be fucking nice.
Right.
I mean, I think that's the case from what I've seen, at least. Because I've met some real assholes, but they're really talented, so they can get away with it.
Right.
Sucks, man.
You just have to put them in a dark room by themselves.
Right.
All alone. Probably have to draw with their poop or something in there. I don't know. It'll humble them.
Sure, I'll poop.
No,
Put
what's
'em in their
funny is
place.
Carly has she's kind of addicted to front butts.
Dude, of course.
To what?
Front butts. They're butts and they're just on the front instead of on the back, dude. Just accept it.
He said,
It's just a thing.
Charlie.
what it is.
Charlie,
What?
every one of her welcome submissions had a front butt. Every one of them.
They had a butt.
They're like, draw a singing banshee. She's like, she had one like dancing on a pole, front butt.
No, I was trying to go for like that really unrealistic pose that dudes draw women, where like you can like see the tits and the butt at the same time. So she's like, "Oh, you guys!" It had to be that way. You had to see the butts and her awesome banshee boobs that were very tiny.
But if she had front butt, she could just be standing there.
That's true. It would have made for a less dynamic pose, though. You see, there's a time and a place for a front butt. They're strategic.
The front butt did win her the match.
Front butt. This is hilarious.
Dude, it's good. It's just you gotta do it. It's the front butts.
Just gotta accept it.
Where did the idea of front butts come in? Like, have you been drawing front butts since you were 4?
Seems like the Instagram.
Actually, it's kind of recent. When I was a freshman in 2013, 2014 is when I started drawing them. I don't know why. I was just like, well, what if I put the butt on the front this time? And now I think it's let's see, I have a holiday for National Front Butt Day. Let's see.
She branded this thing out.
Dude. It's every June 3rd since 2015 is Front Butt Day, because that was the day I first posted a front butt online. It's a really big holiday. Everybody celebrates it.
Really?
Yeah, everybody, like me, and then there's like myself and this guy too. It's just a party.
Where are these front butts posted? Is this an Instagram thing? What is this?
Nah, dude, I have like DeviantArt, Tumblr, Twitter, stuff like that.
Of course it would be on DeviantArt. Of course,
dude. Yeah, that was my artistic upbringing. Gotta get that weird shit from DeviantArt, man.
DeviantArt.
Are your parents creative?
My mom taught me how to draw. She like got those little booklets and stuff. She's not like an illustrator. She just is really creative, and so she taught us all how to draw at a young age. And my dad doesn't say he's creative, but he is. He's like a inventor sort of guy. He fiddles with things.
Very cool.
You need to make like front butt February.
Front butt February? That would be perfect, because I
we can
celebrate
do
my
that.
birthday.
30 days of front butt.
All the butts for February.
Like Inktober, you gotta take over that shit.
Butttober. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Front butt February, Butttober,
Butttober. I like
December.
December.
Wow. This is great.
Dude.
You learn something new every day, Charlie.
Front butts are the...
I am.
Wait, is it one more time where your other friend is not online because I'm coming online?
That's true.
Every
That's
time that
true.
I'm like scheduled,
Every
like you guys
single
ask me to come in, he never shows up.
Ever.
He must hate me.
Dude, he's just scared of your mustache.
He's
Well,
he's
that's
afraid
every
of it.
woman, but he's not a woman. I thought he was a girl like the first two. Like, shows.
Yeah, this is hilarious.
I was like, Jack. I know a
plan
lot
this,
of Jacks that are girls, but I was like, okay, maybe that's why he doesn't like me.
Jack is gonna be listening to this like tomorrow at work.
What's up, Jack?
And he's
Why do you
gonna
hate
just
me?
like he's gonna be like, oh man.
Why do you hate me,
No,
Jack?
Ragan, what's funny
You gotta
is
bail out, man.
we had I can't remember his name right now, but we had this guy on the show, and Charlie and I kept talking Jack this and Jack that, and he goes, "Wait, who's Jack?" This guy's been on the show like 3 times. He said, "Who's Jack?" We're like, "The other guy." He's like, "Oh, you guys have another guy?" I'm like, "Well, number one, why aren't you listening to the show?"
Exactly. Like, what's going on with this?
I don't know. I've never seen him.
Well, I got only watches the show where
he's like a hand puppet on the other. Hello.
Jack is a real person. Let's stop that.
I mean, now I'm skeptical too. Like, who is this?
You have to be.
Jack's a busy guy. He's Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah. Next episode, you guys are just gonna have another camera with like a sock puppet.
That's it.
With a little on the screen UI, it says Jack. Welcome, Jack.
Like that old South Park episode where
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Hello. I like taco flavored pieces.
Gosh, what a great series.
It blows my mind how long they've been on the air.
I know. Well, I hear they're nervous for this new season because everything, like right now, politically and just in real world, is so ridiculous that they're like, we don't know what to do. Like,
yeah, we're like, they could just take what's happening on CNN and Fox News and everything, not even change the script,
no.
just read it from the teleprompter and and it's hilarious.
Honestly, it's one of the only shows that I've found that only gets better as it gets older.
Yeah.
Like Family Guy, The Simpsons. I mean, they just start showing the same shit, you know? But South Park, though. South Park just gets worse and worse and worse, and I love it.
It's so good. I know. I can't believe they actually have like a plot to these new seasons. Like, it's awesome. I can't wait to see what they do with Mr. Garrison. Because, I mean, he's like Trump. Like, what are they going to do?
Oh, man.
Well, Karli, you want to get into animation, right? Like, that's why you moved to...
do.
Are you in Burbank right now?
I am in Burbank, yeah.
Oh,
okay,
cool.
It's kind of a long story, but the short story is now I'm in Burbank.
So you moved again.
so let's go all the way back. Let's go to where are you from originally?
Oh, that's a long story. All right, okay. Buckle up, you guys. I was born in El Paso, and then when I was 3 months old, my family I was the oldest, I was the first. So we all moved over to Maryland because my dad was in the Army. My sisters were born in Maryland, lived in 3 different houses over the course of 15 years, and then the economy went down the tank. So we moved to Georgia and lived in Atlanta for like high school, 4-ish years. Went to college in Indiana.
What part?
And then now I'm here. In Indiana?
Mm-hmm.
Like south of Fort Wayne.
I'm born and raised in Fort Wayne.
That's why I was waiting for this conversation.
I am so sorry.
I was waiting for this conversation.
Oh my gosh, you poor soul.
Fort Wayne, not south or wherever you were at.
Dude, yeah, no, it was even worse down there. Like, you had to go a half hour to do anything.
See, you weren't in Fort Wayne. Where were you at? Like, what?
Huntington University.
You were in Huntington, Indiana?
Yeah. I don't like to talk about it, okay?
Look at Charlie.
Wow.
Alright. Okay, I grew up outside of DC, lived outside of Atlanta,
and then lived outside of Fort Wayne.
Which is nothing.
Corn everywhere. Like,
what did you do? How did you get
corn
out
is
of
so
there
good.
I
without
sat
a
all
meth
by
addiction?
myself and drew for 4 years because
bet
there was
you got-
nothing to do.
No
Because
wonder
if you would have
got
went
better at it.
outside, you might have been Breaking Bad or something. I don't know.
Dude, I know. The corn is nice, and like when you look at it, but then you like live there, and you're like, oh boy, look,
God.
corn.
You went from
Oh,
Atlanta?
geez. Huh?
Wait a minute. You went from Atlanta area, right? To Huntington, Indiana.
Dude,
Did they
Yeah.
did they entice you with a really cool looking video, and then when you got there, they're like, well, sorry.
well, They
The
taught
campus is really
animation.
nice.
They were liberal arts, and they taught animation. I also wanted to major in psychology, and there's like barely a liberal arts school that does animation. And I was like, oh, I can go get my double degree, and then that ended up being a minor, and I was just kind of there.
So they
I
had
love
a
my
guy.
professors.
They had a tour guide that was actually a hand.
Dude, that's basically what the tours are. Like,
Hello, welcome to.
I'm really
Welcome
salty
to
about it. I'm not
Huntington.
going to get into it too much, but the tour, I'll just say this. The tour guides aren't allowed to lie, or sorry, they're not allowed to say anything that would make you not want to go to that school.
Isn't it? Well, I mean, they're more like people there just recruiting you, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
there's
a
a
nice
lot.
campus, right?
Yeah, it's actually really beautiful. There's lots of trees.
Yeah.
You don't see any corn
Let
anywhere.
me guess. Let me
As soon
guess.
as you leave
Spacious.
campus.
Dude, it's
No, I'm sorry. I gotta probe this.
I
Like, how
know.
was the animation courses? Like, I've never stopped.
props were
Huntington
awesome.
Union.
Like,
I've
okay,
always
so
driven
they
through.
basically like you get to jump right into that program as soon as you get there, and so it's really immersive, and you try like everything, kind of find your niche, but like don't leave campus, dude. Like, I was so excited to go to Fort Wayne. I'm like, oh, I haven't been to a city in a couple months. I'm so excited. Then you like kind of roll up and you're like, this is a city. Like,
So
Yeah,
Carly,
it's so spread out. Yeah, it's like
Carly,
dude.
Becca says hi.
Becca Johnson.
I don't know. She
Oh my
said,
gosh,
See, now-
but she
Becca!
said
It's not
Carly
Becca
is
Johnson,
an
now
old
you're gonna
roommate of
make us
mine.
feel bad.
Oh my
Carly
gosh,
is an old
Becca,
roommate of
hi.
mine. Huntington wasn't great animation department though.
Yes.
Really?
It's true. The animation was awesome. Our professors were awesome, but like that, just stay away from the university. Don't even.
you had good.
Unless you like corn, right?
I'm sure Huntington University is good. I just didn't know.
No.
I just didn't know they had a university in Huntington. and I didn't. I don't think I've ever known anybody that lived in Huntington. And
It's because nobody lives there except people who do meth, and then there's the university.
exactly. Like you were like half an hour. How far is it from Fort Wayne? Half an hour?
Half an hour.
Like you might as well just like chilled in Plymouth, Indiana, which is closer to Fort Wayne than like Huntington, right? Or like New Haven. New Haven's like really close, right?
I don't.
Or you
even
could have just
know.
went to
I've
Fort
blocked
Wayne
out.
and like went to St. Francis University, who had an animation degree.
No,
program.
dude. I
At
hear
least you
I've
would've
heard
been in
bad
Fort
things
Wayne.
about St. Francis.
Worse than Huntington in the middle
I don't know,
of nowhere?
man. I don't even
I
know.
don't know.
All I know is that my profs were so awesome that I stayed for 4 years. But other than that, like I
Nice.
tried to transfer like 3 times.
Yo, you learned. Well, you didn't grow up there, so you don't know. You learned to
Mm.
leave.
Yeah, you
I
do.
was
It's
taught
called.
to leave. Well, no.
I was
you-
talking to Carlos
yeah,
earlier, and
taught
it's
to
called the
leave.
Crossroads of America. Because God forbid you stay. Just keep driving. Just
Yeah, like
go.
you were in like Trump country, like for real.
I
Like,
know.
Like you were heavily.
They fly Confederate flags there, but they're
Well-
not in the South. They don't have any heritage. Like they have no excuse, dude. There's no
Oh,
excuse.
they got this.
Maybe they just like the colors.
You do know the KKK was originated in Indiana. Like,
Yeah,
they have,
dude,
They
I
have an
know.
excuse. That's like you're in Mecca.
No. Like in 2017.
You're in Mecca, and you're not in Fort Wayne, so you're not. There's no cultural base. It was a half an hour away, you know,
Yeah.
because
So
it's
you were
a pretty
in
good
the-
mix in Fort Wayne.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
I
No,
make
dude.
fun of Fort Wayne, but it's a pretty good mix in Fort Wayne. But
No, in
leave.
2017, okay, there's like this park that we had in Huntington. Somebody spray painted 4 white Ks on the side of this military tank, like this year or last year. And it's like, y'all. And you know what,
America.
the city like has this little Facebook page, and they're like, this act of vandalism was so bad. I can't believe how disrespectful it was. How dare they like vandalize things? You guys like not gonna address the white elephant here, like literally.
because they're
Yeah.
okay with that part. It's just they crapped all over the tank. It was the vandalism of the tank. It's a
Yeah, I
perfectly good.
know.
So real quick, Eric Nadel.
No.
I'm assuming his last name is.
Dude,
says
he's
hi.
great.
Is he
I
from
love him.
Huntington?
He's
Yeah,
a high
I
school
know.
friend, Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's safe.
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
actually
saying,
got
'cause
me
if
this
he's Huntington,
headset.
if he's Huntington and he has white spray paint, we're gonna fight.
So wait a minute. So this is what I'm saying. The only reason why you went to Huntington, only reason was for that psychology degree.
No, it was for the animation program. It was really good, but also psychology.
Better than Savannah?
No, because they didn't. Dude, Savannah's gen eds are a joke. Like, I can't do anything with psychology at Savannah College of Art and Design. Yeah.
So Huntington was
You have a
good.
psychology
Wow.
degree?
I have a minor.
Minor.
Yeah, I liked the liberal. Okay, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I really like a liberal arts setting where like you take a bunch of like more in-depth gen eds. Because I mean, I don't know, makes you more well-rounded and shit. I don't know.
Because you go to college to learn, right?
It gives you things to talk about.
Not just
Yeah.
not
Teach,
just
like,
to draw. Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I
that
took
makes sense.
computer science and my brain hurt because it made me use a part of it that I hadn't used in a while because I don't do math. You know, it sucked. But now I knew stuff.
Just wait, you will.
She said, "I'm smart as shit."
Yeah, totes.
I mean that's cool. Like I love like it's funny you made fun of the St. Francis College, but like they're one of the first in Indiana to have like a really good like animation degree back in the day. Like
Really?
when I was looking for schools,
Okay.
like, I went to college 2000 to 2004. So
Okay.
that's at the cusp of like there's no animation departments anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's a new thing. And when you did it, like your school got a grant for like millions and millions of dollars.
That's awesome.
That's what happened to St. Francis. So they had Silicon graphics machines, which are those really expensive machines back in the day.
Yeah.
Where like one toaster looking machine is like 60 grand, you know, and they had like a classroom of 20 of them. Like, you know, so you're like, oh, go there. And then they had the classical animation side. So you would think back then that like was it enough to keep me in Indiana? No. But like you would think, you would think it would have like progressed because they're like already got a jump start. But that's kind of cool. You hear like a small no-name school when you on paper, you know, and then when you go see it, it's like stacking up against the Savannah or something like that.
I had two professors that actually they worked at Big Idea, and then they came and they started the animation program.
Nice. VeggieTale veterans.
Yeah, they were just amazing, incredible dudes. And then, you know, a couple of other profs came along later, and like they built the program. And so like you have this university that you would assume a lot of stereotypical things about. It's like a United Brethren, really conservative Christian school. You're like, great, I don't want to go here. But like the environment that they created within this program is so creative and it's so open and just really just fantastic. And now that one of those professors is actually starting an animation program in Michigan right now because they like what he did with the school.
Oh, so what school in Michigan?
I think it's Central Michigan University. Yeah, CMU. That's it. So
what was the job placement rate from the program? You know,
from the program, I honestly don't know. Yeah, I wish I had more info. Like the alumni are kind of spread out, and we recently got a new guy that like does business within the department. He's awesome, but before that, you know, there was no one that really kept in touch with the alumni, and he wants to start doing that. So.
See, when it comes down to art schools, right? Like I remember going to AI, like because they asked me to come in as a freelancer to evaluate like their new classes and stuff like that. Right. And they had me there with a lot of people from Sony. They had me from people from Nickelodeon, like people that went in there to evaluate what the students were coming out with.
What is it called, Carlos? What are those meetings called?
I don't remember.
Something about curriculum or something like that.
It's,
they invited me to one.
Pack meetings.
Pack meetings.
Well, anyways,
they invited me to one.
I remember that we were like talking about like job placement after school.
Right.
And they started passing out papers and they started saying that industry jobs were working for FedEx, Kinko's, Staples, and any like, you know, other place like Office Max was considered a industry job. So that's why they had like 70% placement. And when I called bullshit on that, they're like, dude, no, what the hell are you guys thinking? Like you can't just, you know, like lure people in and tell them that they can like go and be character designers and shit like that when your curriculum doesn't even teach something like that. You know, so whenever like job placement,
it's just that it doesn't teach it. You don't have long enough to learn.
Yeah, that's true. Like 11-week classes don't really.
But you know, it's just the weird part about how curriculums are set up.
To tell you the truth, even more than that, it's well, you know.
Say it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Use your words. It's okay.
No, it's I just start saying things and then kind of get in trouble sometimes, but whatever. It's the factory mentality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You come in, they push you out. They're passing you for classes when you haven't done the work.
Yeah, that happened a lot in AI.
Yeah, and I not only everywhere student. Not only was I a student, but I was then came back to be a career service advisor. And it's, I mean, you run the school however you want. That's your business. But when you're telling me that I have to shovel that, that's where I then have to, you know, take a cold hard look at what I'm dealing with, and there's some people that they just paid, how much was it to go to AI for 4 years? They just paid that much money, and probably the only jobs they could get are at Kinko's.
Yeah.
You know? And it's not their fault. They got sold this, and this is why the schools all got in trouble, because they kept selling these kids on these grandiose ideas of being an animator and everything. And then after 4 years, you're in my office asking me, why can't I find a job? You know,
yeah, I think it's 50-50. Because after teaching it, you know, the biggest thing we could say about, you know, AI or any for-profit school is obviously now, when I'm talking to you students now that are listening, now you guys have a better options.
Yeah.
You know, if you're self-driven and motivated, you can do the online route. Yeah. Most of you probably aren't, but if you can do it, you know, or most of you will take you a longer time. That's like my realistic thing, because I think artists of all stages tell students this all the time to go online, look up stuff, but not every student's like that just from teaching for 5-6 years.
Right.
At a for-profit school. So that's one. Two, you can do the same thing that every other student that doesn't want to do art do nowadays, and with your parents and all that good stuff. You can go online, you can research, and you can find a bunch of places, even in Huntington University, that has a good program, middle of nowhere, probably keep you out of trouble, as long as you stay off the wrong side of town. But you could find those places that, like, if you put them against another school like a Savannah or whoever else, you know, on paper, there's some gems. There was like a Kendall College of Art and Design or something like that it's not Michigan, it's like Ohio or whatever, that a friend of mine I grew up with went and had a world-class, you know, fine arts program that she got her illustration degree from, and it was in a town she didn't even know about unless you looked it up. So now there's no excuse. It was harder for when Carlos went to college, because he went to college back in the 70s. And when I went to school back
How dare you, sir. I was waiting for that.
Back in the 2000s, it's harder because 3D animation,
back before pencils,
right? All that stuff, you know, people didn't know what it was. People like Pixar was just creating Toy Story and all that stuff and trying to figure out what it was. And they do games, if you've ever listened to our podcast with Chimerus guys, which Dave Prosciutto, you know, people like him who got game jobs back in the day, got them based on them being such a niche thing that if you knew how to do it, you can call a game company back in the day and get a job and then work your way up through there. Now you have really no excuse as a graduating senior from high school, because you can just do searches and find good schools or find good programs. Rule of thumb, you know, for-profit schools usually are controlled by a company, and because they're controlled by the company, that ties the hands of a program chair, or ties the hands of professors. You know, they have to do a curriculum based off of that was based off by a committee, and 9 times out of 10, you're going to have a lot more career teachers there. Not saying that career teachers are bad, but at the same time, you could have a lot more career teachers unless you have a program chair that will push for those night teachers that work during the day, right? Because it's hard to get industry professionals to teach. Everybody yells it in the art profession, and all my industry bros will yell it. You need to go find that, but it's very hard because all of us are working crazy hours. So when you find those guys that like have teachers that work in the industry, it's a rare thing. I mean, I started teaching in the evenings while working at my game job during the day because I had a teacher in college that inspired me so much because he did the same thing. Mm-hmm. But now looking back, shout out to Brian McRae, because that's really hard to do when you're working as an environment artist at a game company and you have to ship a game in a year or two and you leave at 5 o'clock to go teach a class for 2 or 3 hours. When you know good and well those hours are usually put into helping you get ahead for the next day because you work late, So it's really hard. So I think as I get older, I have a different perspective on what it means to find the right degree. But I do think the one thing that AI did way back in the day is my degree that I have, media arts and a bachelor's of fine arts in media arts and animation, has produced more amazing generalists that went into different degrees, different professions that are successful than any other degree they have there. And even when they added the motion design degrees, they added the game design degrees. I used to laugh at people who got a game design degree back in the day, my junior and senior year, because I'm like, what is that? You guys are just like reading the manual with the instructor, But our degree, and Carlos can back me up because he has the exact same degree I did.
I do too.
You do too. Before they changed it, media arts and animation was like an amalgamation of so many different things. We had a full sound class where I learned the soundboard. We had a special effects class. You had a bunch of different 3D modeling classes. You had the animation classes. You still need a couple more animation classes if you want to go into animation. But you had your 2D animations. You had your fundamentals design, fundamentals of drawing, 2 life drawing classes. 2 fundamental design classes.
That's not enough drawing, though.
It's hard. It's not enough drawing, but you can make it more drawing if you into that. Because I knew people that drew every day, had extra clubs and all the other stuff. The life drawing teachers would let you sit in on every class. I knew a guy who took a life drawing class every quarter, because the teachers let him sit in on the class, and he would schedule his classes around it. So it was so flexible, right? It's not perfect, but we've had Patrick Coleman that has been on the show, world-class creative director, motion graphics artist, media arts and animation degree. I have a media arts and animation degree, went into game development. Jack Kasprzyk, who's on this show, media arts and animation degree.
What did you say, Jack? What?
Oh, Jack. What's
Kasprzyk?
Oh, let's say Kasprzyk, didn't I? Kasprzyk. Sorry,
I don't know.
I don't know where that came from. But like animation director.
You know that there's another guy named Jack on the show. Have you ever met him?
Yeah. I just mispronounced. Shut up and let me finish my point. Animation director at DreamWorks. I've had Bernard Ong, who had the same. Saw Bernard the other day. We didn't have him on the show, Carlos. Motion graphics director over at WGN Chicago. There's a bunch of success stories. So it's just how you navigate school, right? But I think you'd be better off if you steer clear of for profits in general. Yeah. Because it sounds like Karli had a good experience.
But hang on, before I let this go way too far, Wes Burke is in the chat room. He also has cgcookie.com where you can learn Blender and concept art and stuff like that. Quick little shout out to my brother Wes. So yeah,
media arts and animation degree. 7 or 8 years in the game development industry, also Wes. So yeah.
Now that we're back on Karli.
Yeah.
I was going to say something that's so amazing about the animation program at Huntington is that it's not a large school like AI or anything, but the animation track is very, I suppose, general. Like you can go on to do so many things. Like I went on to do animation. I know a lot of people who want to do concept design or illustration, background, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of small class sizes, so the professors they really care and they go above and beyond to like help you and thrive in just an environment that would otherwise be very difficult to navigate. But the problem is, I mean, I guess as per most art schools, you can still pass without trying very hard, which does happen. And then, you know, there are those lots of people who work really hard and you put in the work and you got to draw and you got to do it. And then I guess you see what happens from there. I don't know what happens from there. I just graduated. But
no, you did.
That's when the real work starts, Karli.
Yeah.
Like
Our
school's
school-
easy. School,
Yeah.
you get a lot of praise from teachers most of the time, regardless of if you're good or not, because they
Yeah.
can't really be harsh.
No.
But once you actually get into the real world and you have to deal with clients that
Mhm.
actually pay you to do what they want,
Yeah.
that's when criticism starts to hit, and that's where
It's
a lot of
awesome.
people end up dropping out and just leaving
Mhm.
because it's very, very hard to take all that without getting a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, going to school for art, you get out of it what you put into it. If you don't put
Exactly.
anything in,
Right.
you're not going to get anything out. If you're not working and you're not building your networks or your connections, you're not going to get much out. You can't just say, "Hey guys, I have an animation degree, but my portfolio is school assignments."
Yeah.
You know?
You can't just
Right.
put it. Yeah, exactly.
And that goes for after school too. When you're, and
Mhm.
we talk about this all the time. When you are a professional, one of the most important things that you can do is continue to work on your own stuff.
right.
Mhm.
I mean, sure, there's going to be times where, like Jack right now, Jack is working overtime and going bananas, but guaranteed, once his schedule slows back down, he's going to jump back onto some of the side stuff that he's working on.
Yeah.
You know?
You graduate, you should have a new reel. I would say two 3 months after you graduate.
Yeah.
You should have another
I
one
see
after that.
professionals. I see professionals that have yearly demo reel releases.
Yeah, motion graphics artists do it. They be having summer reels, fall reels. You know, this depends on how much. But like logistically, 6 months after you graduate, you should have a new reel anyway. You know, because now you have time. Maybe you have to find that 9 to 5. Everybody does it. You know, I did it for 2 years after I graduated till I got my job in. But you have to change your reel because you learn so much more from doing it every day.
Mhm.
Do it every night, no matter where you work. Even if you do get that Kinko's placement, you know, Kinko's
we've
puts
talked
food
to
on your
quite a-
table, right?
We've
Yeah.
talked to quite a few artists like Karli and the other guy that we had on that we can never remember his name. He worked at Walgreens, I think it was.
Ben or Dan Connors.
Yeah, Dan Connors. Yeah. I cut you off, Karli. I'm sorry. Were you going to say
He has
something?
like a
No, I mean, I'm working at Staples right now. That's about it.
Staples?
See, there it is.
Yeah.
Living the life.
and
I worked at the mall. I worked at the
until you break in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Break in, yeah.
My name is Dan Connors.
So where do you want to break in? What kind of jobs are you looking for out there?
I was thinking recently, more specifically, you know, people say animation industry, but that usually splits into film or television. I think I really want to do television. Probably like maybe concept art or storyboard revisions. I recently took a storyboard test for Disney TV and then sent that in last week. So just been kind of waiting on that. Going to keep applying to some other places.
So talk us, if you don't mind, talk us through that. Like, do you walk into Disney and say, I'd like to take a test? Or do you email someone?
It actually leads back to CTN last year. Mike Morris, he came up with the Wacom Showdown. And so I met him through that after the competition and stuff. And he was like, here's my email. If you ever need anything, let me know. And I was like,
A job?
well, I mean, he's offering. I might as well just keep in contact with him. So Mike helped me, like in addition with my professors, he helped me work through my senior project.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And made it a lot better than what it previously was. I ended up redoing a lot thanks to him, but it looks a lot better. And then I get out here, and there's just this whole ordeal with the living situation. It's just rough. Okay, so it turns out we were like 3 subleasing layers deep, and we didn't know until the day we moved there. And then the chick who like originally rented the apartment was like, y'all have 7 days to leave because I put in my 30 days. And we're like, what? Okay. And so we were in North Hollywood and we have to find a place to live. So we like find this place in Burbank and we were applying for jobs. And all the meanwhile, you know, we visited Disney TV, and Mike like gave us the tour, and he's like, hey, you should email this recruiter about a storyboard test. And so I do that. And he sends me the test. So I'm working on the storyboard revisions, and we're trying to like move and apply for other jobs.
She's like, move the boxes and don't talk to me for 2 hours.
Dude, it was crazy. Like, but it's all about the connections. Because yeah, it's just like being in the right place at the right time. I mean, I'm not allowed to say a whole lot about the revisions just because, you know, you sign the non-disclosure and stuff like that. But I emailed the recruiter. I'm like, hey, I'd love to do a test for storyboard revisions. And he was like, all right, well, here it is, which I didn't expect at all. I was like, okay, wow, all right, let's do this. He's like, here, turn it back in a week. And I'm like, okay.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. It ended up being a lot of frames, though, but it was good work. A lot better than Staples.
Feel good about it, though?
Yeah. How did you hand them in? Are they asking for like a Photoshop file or?
I compiled it all into a PDF actually, just to make it easier and have it like all together. So you just like scroll through and read it. Sure. I just emailed it via like this like file transfer website, you know, for larger files and stuff, and just kind of handed it over. And he's like, "Thanks, we got your submissions. We'll be in touch." So,
killer.
Just waiting back.
When was that?
Fingers.
Mm.
When did you submit it?
It was due by last Wednesday, so I turned it in Tuesday night, and then Wednesday morning he was like, "Yo, we got it. We'll be in touch." And now it's like Thursday, something like that now.
Oh,
so
you've been on Sketch Zone. Things happen when you come on Sketch Zone, and I wish I was kidding.
Dude, well, that's awesome. I mean, my hopes aren't that high. I mean, it's hard to break into the industry from Huntington, just because it's just how it's been. But
you're in Burbank now, so
yeah, I could walk to Disney TV from my house and Nickelodeon.
You're already doing a lot more ting most people are doing for their career, so.
If you're bored, you can go try to do another test.
Yeah, I might. I'll do some other stuff.
I applied at so many places. It's good. Just keep applying.
Yeah.
Because then you're getting better when you do the test too.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like I'm so much better now because I drew those like 100, 200 storyboards, and it's like noticeable in my art. But you know, it's something interesting I learned is that like if you don't take rejection well, don't be an animator, dude. Like
don't be an artist.
Do it, dude.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's not fun. You just gotta shake it off your back. Rejection.
You gotta look
just
at it
makes
as just
better.
a piece of work you're doing and you're turning in. You know.
Yeah.
At home.
I guess you could be one of those like fancy smancy artists that like throw paint on a canvas and they're like, that's the emotions that I felt through the Trump presidency. And then
Rod,
sell it for $1 million and then you're good, yeah.
I'm gonna go shit on a canvas and sell it, all right? That's how I'll make it big.
You never know, man. You never know.
Dude,
like
it'll be great.
It's crazy like what people get away with selling.
I know. Oh man, that reminds me. Oh, sorry, y'all go ahead.
Go ahead.
When I become super rich and famous because I'm an artist, because that's totally what happens, I want to have a gallery, like a super ritzy gallery, and invite a bunch of important people. Say it's like black tie, be like, yeah, it's just really fancy expressionist gallery, and it's just all front butts. Like, it's just cartoons.
You'd probably maybe sell them for like $1 million.
Like, I'd be like, yeah, all right, this piece is $100,000. I drew it with Crayola, so it was really taxing on my budget here. Like,
no, you have to say it like this.
Crayola
I drew it with Crayola so I could tap into my inner child that was still locked inside until I put the crayons on the canvas.
I gotcha. I took AP art in high school. You learn how to bullshit as a cartoonist real well in a traditional art setting.
That's right there. Oh man, just Crayola and like a flamethrower or something. You just like the melted Crayolas down to their rawest form and then use it
in the form of a butt. In the shape of just a butt.
Waxy butts. Waxy front butts.
Yeah, dude.
Waxy
Always.
front butts. Yeah.
That's the the more I think about it, the less I like where that's going.
Too late now.
We're on that path. What do you use to animate?
Toon Boom Harmony.
Ooh,
I love it. Like, okay, ever since I was little, I've always wanted to be like make cartoons, and I tried to like draw sequentially, like not only comics, but like the character goes here, and then they're like going down the stairs, and so I tried Flash, and I'm like, what is this? What does any of this do? It was just really confusing. I just could not figure it out for the life of me. And then I go to college and I'm like, oh, they have Toon Boom here, and then they're like, all right, you guys, sophomore year, you're going to start using Toon Boom, and bam, love it. Fell in love.
Nice.
I could marry Toon Boom.
You spent
I could.
so long at a Toon Boom booth at SIGGRAPH.
I was, I had moved in. I was like, just take me home with you.
Dude,
because-
I don't go to
so
talk
good.
and be like, all right, I need to call Carlos. I'm out of the talk. He's probably on the show floor. I'd walk around for like 15, 20 minutes and be like, why am I walking around? I'm trying to call him. Let's go
Dude,
back to
I
the
started
Toon Boom booth.
fielding questions for them.
It's so,
I mean, it was
so weird.
no lie. No
But they're
lie.
all
That's
liked him.
awesome.
They all liked him really well, and he was and they didn't mind him being at the booth. I wouldn't be surprised they gave him a T-shirt and he just like show up there bright and early and be like, okay,
Yeah.
cool, guys, let's have a great day.
There was a Toon Boom booth at CTN, and they were giving out these like brain-shaped stress balls that said Toon Boom. That thing literally saved my hand from carpal tunnel, like because senior year you're working on your thesis and your hands hurt because you're drawing so much. So I just like do my stretches, squish the Toon Boom stress ball, and bam, you're good to go.
There it is.
Thank you, Toon Boom, for saving my hand. Like,
So-
it's so nice.
So for those of you on the live chat, I know it takes a little bit of time for you guys to see what's actually happening. So my apologies if we're not getting to the questions right away. But Breadwig says front butts for the win.
Breadwig, dude. Okay, that's one of my professors from Huntington.
It's
Yeah,
a good thing.
he's
It's a good thing
such
he
a
just
fantastic
logged in.
guy.
He must have just
Yeah.
logged in. He missed all the bad words you were saying about him.
No, dude.
I know
he
all the
agrees.
shit you were talking. It's okay.
Yeah.
Man.
No,
Really
yeah.
What's going on?
Breadwig, he's from Big Idea, and he was one of the most influential professors at that university. Like, he's just he loves his students so much, and he just pours every ounce of his being into like our well-being, and like he just hooks us up with connections, and
He
has
just said.
Skype meetings in class.
He just said, "Oh, I heard them."
Dude, I mean,
I
tell
love
me I'm
Huntington.
wrong.
We'll have to get him. I'm gonna bend your arm to have him come on the show, and
You should.
We can
If
have you come back on too.
You
'cause-
will never
talk
have met a
about it.
more eclectic guy than Breadwig. Let me tell you.
Nice.
Nice.
He gave me 60 bouncy balls last year.
Wow.
And like
60.
I keep finding them in like my backpack and stuff, and like we'd
So
like
good.
put all this food into like a 2-liter bottle and you let it marinate for a couple days, and then during class we'd go outside and throw it in the air, and when it lands on the ground it just completely explodes, and that's we did that in class.
Nice.
It's an educational experience.
It was. You had to be there.
Dude, it's great. Made us eat weird food. I've eaten crab boil. Like, the
Nice.
stuff you're supposed to
Yes.
put like in the pot. No, he fed that to us straight.
Did he let you just pour it on the table and you eat it just off of paper?
No, I put it in little spoons and was like, all right, guys, here you go. And we're like, what is this? Well, I don't know what this is.
He says, "Science."
Yeah, man. It's on YouTube. He recorded us eating this nasty food, then he put it on YouTube because,
Because it's science.
dude, it's science. It builds character.
Yeah. Has to be documented.
Yeah.
I had
What classes did he teach? I would like to know what classes was his.
He went to Huntington to teach illustration, but ended up teaching 3D instead. So now, because if you want to teach illustration, you have to go to the traditional department. So he has a class called inspirational design, It's illustration. Yeah, he
Love that.
he knows it.
Oh,
He
I
knows.
love that one. That's a good way of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooking them kids.
He's
Well,
a
no,
teacher.
we
They
teach
It's great.
inspiration
finds a
design.
way. That's a
Oh,
good.
yeah.
That's a good one.
He's really good at like finding what your niche is and like what you're really good at, and then saying, "Hey, you should do that more." Like I
That's
threw my
awesome.
senior project out the first semester. I was like, "This is a waste of my time and it's stupid and I hate it." And I went to him and I'm like, "Dude, what do I do?" And he was like, "You should just animate a bunch of dancing frogs." And I was like, "That's a great idea. I'm gonna do that." So I just pulled a 2-minute animation out of my ass in like 4 months.
But did you
Your
pull it
front
out of your
ass, right?
front butt?
Dude, I did. It was my front butt and my back butt. Both butts were butting over time.
Buddy over.
We had well, I know what right after I graduated, a handful of my friends worked at Big Idea. So I wonder if Bredwig and some of
He
my
might.
friends,
6 degrees of
yeah.
bacon. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, he's great.
Speaking of Flash, and I agree with you. I love Flash as a multimedia tool, and you can get some animation out of it. But it's a little weird.
Those are always the unicorns in school.
Have you ever seen the animation Walk Fu?
Walk Fu.
Look it up. It's strictly made in Flash. Like the whole thing.
Like
made in
walk
Flash.
like I cook in a walk.
WAKFU.
I feel like you've seen that
WAK.
one. I feel like it's like an old school one.
I mean, I love Flash.
It's
Flash
it's
did my
actually a
voice.
more recent one.
Oh.
Is that the?
Just look at that intro. Just look at the intro for it, and tell me that shit's not dope.
That shit is dope.
You know, Nickelodeon had a show that was done entirely in Flash, Mucha Lucha.
Mucha Lucha.
Mucha Lucha,
Yeah,
Mucha
I
Lucha
watched the
was
hell
good.
out of that show when I was little.
There's more shows that I can't remember right offhand. And Bredwig, I'll try to remember all my friends' names and I'll throw them your way. Yeah, they still use Flash for some animation, but I think Toon Boom has taken over.
It's so good, dude.
And I just wish Flash has the potential to be super, super cool.
Till it died.
Like if they would, you know what would save Flash or animate now?
What?
To be one of the things that Toon Boom does that Flash, that animate doesn't, that I wish they would bring over is being able to draw with a Photoshop brush. Being able to draw like at a bitmap pencil look.
They should
Past that, I
little
mean,
switchback.
whatever. Like it doesn't.
I know TV Paint, you can get more painterly with your animations and stuff like that, add a lot more textures, do more brushy kind of looks with your lines.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Is
covering
Walk Fu the Flash, the game, the video game you guys talking about? Walk
What?
Fu. Is it the video
Walk
game?
Fu. It's. Let me see if I can.
Is it
find
the video game?
It's not a video game. It's an actual cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just getting like the video game.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'm getting the video game too. That was
A video game.
like
Just go like Walk Fu
Right,
season
right.
1.
Why does like Walk Fu? Why does this look so familiar?
It's on Netflix.
I've seen this before.
it is.
I didn't know this was all Flash. Yeah, this is Are they French?
It's from a French studio. Yeah.
Yeah, and they made Dofus, and that's
is
it's not made in Flash.
It's
It's
based off a video game. That's
Yeah,
it
it
based
is.
off a video game?
This is a
Yeah,
video
it
game.
is.
Yes, this is a video game.
Oh. Well, they have like
And their
3
cutscenes are
or 4
amazing.
seasons of the animation.
Yeah, the animation. yeah, it's like sprite based, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. type style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, look it up.
pretty much.
they made an incredible movie. Like that is some of the most
Yeah.
beautiful animation I've ever
Their
seen.
cutscenes are from that. That's what it is. That's where they got their user base from. And then it's cool.
Yeah, but
Cool.
it's a beautiful cartoon.
Yeah,
It's
It
the
is.
only animation that I actually watch all the intros to. Every
Yes.
single time that the intro goes on, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna skip this. I'm just gonna watch this.
But the look at it. I bet you what they're doing is, I bet you they're doing a lot of the digital painting in Photoshop, and then they're bringing it in.
Yeah,
Nope.
and they're cutting it up in like puppet style.
No?
There's a documentary
Yeah,
that
it's puppet
shows you how they actually do it.
All right. We're going to have to find that.
First they do it by hand, then they scan it, then they do all the actual like line work in Flash, and then they do the coloring in Flash, and then they just animate everything in Flash. It's weird.
So
Wanna
hand
see
painting.
it.
It's like
Because that would legit bring me back into animating
Bring
in
you
Flash. Right now, I've been using.
No, I'm gonna see
I've
if I
been
can find that documentary for you and send it to you.
It's
Oh,
like the
yeah,
same thing
please
that
do
like
that.
Jackson and all those other guys did though, Carlos. It's the same thing. They use the onion skinning and like they. It's the
Yeah,
same-
but there's a
just
certain
frames.
look. There's a certain look to Flash animation that I'm not afraid of. I've done it before. I mean, you knock it out of the park. That's fine. But there's a certain softness that doesn't happen.
Right.
And when you don't want that look, you have to step outside of Flash. And being able to bring in, I know that you can have like custom brushes and stuff and animate now, but it's not like you can bring in a Photoshop brush and make something that's colored and looks really good. You have to actually create it in Photoshop. Well, unless Rodgon proves me wrong here with this video, but
Yeah, I'll find it for you and then
exciting.
send it to you. But
Yeah.
like when I saw it, I was like, no fucking way.
I think
No fucking way.
I know.
I think the
Like,
Flash.
I know.
Because I've done animations in Flash, and it's
I think
like,
the backgrounds are
kinda
hand painted though.
Yeah.
I think it's old school like traditional animation style. I think the backgrounds are just painted, and then the characters are like painted in Flash.
I'll do
Honestly,
my
this. We'll have to wait and see.
I'll do my pencil tests and stuff in Sketchbook Pro,
Mhm.
and then I'll
Yeah.
export those, bring them into Flash, and then just ink everything in Flash. But even then, like, and maybe it's just because I'm lazy.
Well, if you have an iPad Pro, you can just use Adobe Draw,
Yeah.
and it's a vector-based drawing tool that you can export your stuff to Illustrator and then therefore export it to Flash.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to something like frame-by-frame animation software for the iPad. Jack
I'm pretty
and
sure
I,
there's some.
That'd be awesome.
I have one.
Yeah,
that
aren't they
kinda-
still out? Yeah.
but
I think you're the one that showed me. No,
Hey, you guys, weren't
I
you guys
have-
looking at two? Does a sketchbook or one of those ones do
I
like?
have one on the iPad that's called Animatic, and another one that's called Animation HD. And then Jack has another one that I tried, and I couldn't delete it fast enough. I was like, nope.
Honestly,
much.
the best animation program out there, and even for like illustrations and stuff, it's got to be Microsoft Paint. Like, if we're
Oh.
being real here,
Oh,
like nothing can compete.
Microsoft Paint has this plugin. It's Front Butt Pro.
Oh man, yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm totally familiar with everything that is Front Pro. I mean, practically invented it. Yeah, they approached me. They're like, Karli, we need a really great artist for a really great program, and I'm like, that sounds really great.
Oh, you did the splash screen.
Deal.
the loading screen whenever it's starting.
Yeah, don't they have a new paint? Isn't it, they just updated the?
I heard they were gonna try to get rid of
3D
it, but then people were so upset that they were like, nah,
3D
man.
Paint or something like that in Microsoft.
No, they're coming out. It's Microsoft Paint 3D or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
why
yeah.
would you need that when the regular Microsoft Paint is perfect?
No.
Like, it's best when you use like that shitty laptop mouse, to get the real quality out of it.
Yeah, the one with the actual ball with the filth that builds up, so it jumps from time to time.
The
need that
squigglier
one
the line, the
Yes.
better.
We need that one
Mhm.
back.
Line is
91
squiggly,
cap.
you don't want it.
91 cap said, FYI, Paint is being killed in the next release of Windows.
No, I heard that, and then everyone was so
Paint is
upset about that Microsoft was like, never mind, guys. least that's
Just
what I
kidding.
hope.
Just kidding,
That's
bro.
right. We checked with Karli and she
It's
doesn't
just a
want.
prank, man. It's just a prank.
I hope that like, if it's true that they are going to get rid of Paint, then I'm just never going to update my computer.
Right.
It's not worth it.
One thing that was released, I think it was today, maybe yesterday, that they are killing is Flash plugin.
Yeah, like
Wait.
I feel like the internet.
Oh, they're killing that for a lot of browsers too. I just found that
Yeah.
out today, trying
Yeah,
to
it's
install
like
all the
hard.
plugins.
Yeah, internet's like breaking this week because there's like stuff that still uses the Flash one that like Chrome was just
Yeah.
like choking on itself this week.
Yeah.
When they made it, was that they had to when they make that announcement. I was like, and that's why these pages aren't loading.
How's the internet going to work without Flash, though?
Yeah, what's the equivalent?
Right.
How's that work, Carlos?
And you know what? It doesn't even matter. I mean, animate
It does,
is there.
though.
Animate is there. They have functionality in animate now that you can do things in Flash for the Flash player, let's say.
Yeah.
But then instead of exporting to the Flash player, you can export to HTML5.
So what they do, just
So there's
push out the Flash player eventually.
the Flash player. What was the question?
So what will they do? Just push out the Flash player eventually?
No,
Like,
in
never
2012,
working?
2020, they're just going to stop supporting it. So
What?
you have what 3 years?
mm.
You have 3 years to start porting everything over to. You'll probably see a lot more stuff, and I have a very strong opinion on this. So give me some time.
Go ahead. That's what I asked.
So you have 3 years. Yeah, exactly. 91 Cap said, from a tech perspective, HTML5, CSS5, WebGL, and other open tech replace Flash and are more secure. So yeah, basically that's what it is. You have 3 years to figure out what to do with your Flash-based content.
So you have 3 years to kind of like put it off until the last minute until Flash stops working, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So then,
Let's be honest here.
My
So
MySpace
then-
page is not going to look cool anymore.
Damn it,
And,
Rob.
and you know what? Like, there's big players out there. Like
There's a lot of
MLB.
There's a lot of sites that use it.
I watch a lot of Cubs games. But they're the way that they deliver the video and the information and everything is built in, delivered in the Flash player. That being said, this is what annoys me about people talking a lot of trash about Flash. Flash took the internet to the next level. And if it didn't get pooped on, it would still be delivering crazy stuff. I remember working on movie websites. I built the website for Evil Dead, the last Evil Dead movie. And you're walking through the hallways and it was pulling in pictures from your Facebook feed and showing it on the walls of this hallway that you're walking through.
Nice.
And like pulling up your friend's information and all kinds of stuff. So when you're flipping through the Book of the Dead, like your friend's pictures are showing up, your information. So it was a super
Dynamic, yeah.
customized experience. It was freaky. There's a conversation happening about Flash in the chat room. So anyway, and then you take a look at some of the things that are still happening. If you watch MLB, for example, Major League Baseball on a browser, they're giving you the live video feed, and all kinds of information is all around. And you couldn't do that in anything else except Flash for the longest time. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, I know CSS and HTML are catching up and stuff like that, but Flash was a juggernaut. You could do so much, and it was just amazing. And then it got pooped on.
And then you had all those players that were just amazing, and all those studios that were like pushing the envelope back in the day, too advanced, and all those.
I
other
mean,
ones,
you look at the flexibility that Flash had You could make a movie, you can make a cartoon, you can make a multimedia presentation, you can make a website, you can build like a proper application. I've built a couple applications. Make Angel Acosta said, "Make Flash great again." I know, right?
Oh my gosh, Angel!
You may,
Hey, dude. That
I
guy's
mean, I
my
worked for a
number one
government
fan,
contractor that just made all their tutorials and all their instructional shit for helicopters and stuff like that, and bombs and how to like defuse stuff in Flash.
yeah.
That's how they used to teach a
Listen,
bunch of military people.
man. For real.
Similarly,
That's really cool.
I got contracted to do a project for McDonald's that was using Flash to teach people how to make fries, how to salt them properly, all that stuff. Flash was the jam. Charlie, you were showing a couple weeks ago. You were showing like some lights bouncing and being controlled by sound and stuff like that. We were doing that in Flash 10 years ago. We were playing with sound in Flash.
Yeah.
We were doing AR. Everyone's like, "Ooh, look, AR." We were doing AR in Flash 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, legit, you're like holding up an iPad and there's a story unfolding on your table. We were doing that already. And then all of a sudden, I'm for some reason, I'm still salty.
Yeah, you're a little triggered. It's okay.
It's like I was the same way when they got rid of floppy disks, man. Like, I remember I got
you're like a young buck. You've been around with floppy disks. Stop it.
You could fit like 3 megabytes of stuff on them.
How dare you.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Must
they like
not
upgraded
fool
it and
anyone.
got rid
How
of
old are
them.
you? Right now, how old are you?
Where's a San Diego brownout when you need one?
Yeah, right.
I'm not that young.
How old are you, Rod? I would like to know.
33.
Oh. Okay. Maybe zip.
I mean, these handsome, charming, boyish looks,
here we go.
Might like make me look like I'm 19 with
That's
Down
true.
syndrome, but it's all good,
Wow.
I age good.
Yeah, I don't remember floppies at all. I was like maybe 2.
What about zip disks?
No,
No.
she wouldn't remember zip disk either.
I was like a sperm or something.
By the time she got to high school, they took out all the drives, and it was just like thumb drives.
Breadwig
I
said
mean, by high school, we
SideQuest
were already
rules.
like uploading our consciousness into the internet. I mean, I'm a millennial and all
Oregon
that.
Trail,
Breadwig said the SideQuest rules. I know. we might be in the same age range there, kid.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, zip disk. Yeah,
Zip disk.
I've known many of people who had their whole portfolio
On that jazz
Done-
drive,
done
on that
and ready
jazz
to go
disc, and
when
the
they left
jazz
their
disc
dorm.
ate it all up.
right? By the time they got to the class, they pulled that zip disk out of their book bag the wrong way, and the metal thing came with
And then
it.
you lost everything.
Heart stopped. People lost their.
I had a
shit.
sound effects class. Carter Martin was my teacher, and he just gave us a bunch of video clips and said, "Here," it was Gigantor, the cartoon, and he just gave us a bunch of clips. He was like, "Here, make a cartoon, edit it, and put sound on it." And I was almost done, and I click save, and the jazz disc goes. So there goes my homework, and it was the day that it was due, and so I sat there and I just took a bunch of video clips, put them all together, and instead of rushing around to find a bunch of sound effects, I made them with my mouth. I would go, but not like if it was an explosion, I didn't go. I was like, boom. And then a guy jumped out with a gun. I went bang, 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 bang. So I put it all together.
So good.
And eventually he was like, okay, I saw you working on it. I saw it was almost done. I don't know. I'm guessing your jazz disc crashed. But when I saw your homework and I actually listened to it, he goes, I had tears streaming down my face. I could. It was so good.
Maybe that turned out for the better, though.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like,
Probably almost got to see.
How dare you?
He's like, I laugh, but here's that D plus.
Speaking of cartoons and stuff, we were just talking about Simpsons and Family Guy and all those guys. Do you guys see that Matt Groening got a new Netflix deal?
Yeah, got a pretty good deal. So, I wonder what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
Can
that's
lightning
sounded
strike
great.
twice?
Simpsons 2. Or The Flanders.
I hope
Bullshit
not. I
like
hope he
that.
goes somewhere else with it. I
think it's called Disenchantment or something.
They have the name for it already.
But to be fair, because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what it's all about.
Right.
I just found the story today. The series is described as one where viewers will be whisked away to the crumbling medieval kingdom of Dreamland, where they will follow the misadventures of hard-drinking young Princess Bean.
Oh, she's a drinker.
Her feisty elf companion, Elfo, and her personal demon, Lucy.
Her personal
That sounds awesome.
Along the way, the oddball trio will encounter ogres, sprites, harpies, imps, trolls, walruses, and lots of human fools.
I hope her personal demon is like a exact copy of her, but like in demon form.
Just sits on her shoulder. It's her sitting on her own shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who makes Family Guy.
Right.
Again, can't remember his name, but he said
Something McFarlane, right?
Todd. No, Seth.
Seth
MacFarlane. Yeah.
Todd McFarlane is
the comic book. Yeah. Sorry.
So
reaction.
Seth MacFarlane said, "Yeah, so Family Guy was really good, and they loved it, and they said, 'You have any more ideas?' And he goes, 'Well, we might as well pitch the same idea, just change the characters.' American Dad came out, and they're like, 'Wow, you're just throwing all kinds of magic.' He goes, they said, 'Do you have any more ideas?' He goes, 'Sure.' He said, I just took Family Guy, made him black.' And you had the
Cleveland show.
the which one?
Cleveland show, right?
Cleveland show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, I don't mean Lizzie McGuire. The Blind Darkness. Yeah, so that's about to happen.
It's something to be said. It sounds interesting, but we know any pitch can sound cool. If they do like the off like banter, like the personal demon thing, I thought would be like kind of cool. I just don't know if it. I hope it'll be good. I mean, to be honest, I have to be honest. Like, I haven't watched a Simpsons episode or any one of those like in like 8 years or something like that.
Same here. Same here.
I didn't watch it when it was
not seen
popular.
a Simpsons episode
I really
in
didn't
like
watch
a
it when it
decade.
was popular. As like when I got older, maybe in high school, maybe. I think there's one. What was it? 100th episode. One of those ones a long time ago was big. Maybe that's the last time I watched. But like, I don't know how it went on that long. Is it
I
done?
thought they were gonna end it with the movie.
Is it done?
Like when the movie came out,
Oh my
like I
gosh.
thought that it was supposed to end there, but
I
then
was in
they
fifth grade when that came out.
like,
Like,
Right? Like, is Simpsons done though? Is it done or no?
no, it's
No.
still
No.
going on, man.
Like,
There's-
is Family Guy done?
Nope.
no.
No,
Honestly, I've never seen any Simpsons besides the movie when I was like way too young for it. But I've watched Futurama, and that's also Matt Groening, and that is just fantastic.
wait, would
Futurama.
Matt Groening
I thought-
actually keep on writing it after it got sold from Fox?
I'm pretty
Because
sure. I
it
mean,
got
it has his
sold, then it
name
got
on
canceled, then it got sold to Cartoon Network, then it got sold to
Yeah,
Comedy
I don't
Central,
know. I
and
just
then they
know
actually
his-
finished it.
it. His name's like all over it. I'm pretty sure that's
I
still
mean, I'm
him.
guessing it's because he was a creator,
Right.
so his name
Yeah,
has to
maybe.
be on it. But I don't know if he was like a creative director anymore.
I don't know. I should look that up. It's just damn good though.
Oh yeah, that was
Futurama
way
was-
better.
Is South Park
Mhm.
still on?
Yeah,
South Park
Park
is.
oh yeah,
Crushing it.
so good, dude.
I haven't watched
Yeah.
South Park in like years either.
Their last
Go
two
to
seasons
go to
have been phenomenal.
southpark.com or southparkstudios.com. You can watch They have
Selfish
all
idiots.
the episodes available. They don't even care. They're all
Yeah, if
there.
you have Hulu, you can see them too.
Yeah. Well, Adult Swim does that too, where they're like, we know y'all are gonna pirate this anyway, so here's all of our episodes on our website for free. Like,
Watch our ads there. Exactly.
I feel like there's some, like with Adult Swim, Cartoon Network stuff they do at dark, and like some of the new cartoons are not for me. But when I watch them, like, oh, that's really hilarious. You know, some of those off the wall ones. Like there's a new one my buddy told me about, and he felt bad. Somebody posted it on Facebook. I don't know who it was. Maybe you can remember, Carlos. It's on yours. But like
Rick
the
and
Netflix
Morty.
one with the horse head.
BoJack Horseman!
BoJack Horseman.
I heard that
Oh,
one is
Gosh, it's
amazing.
so good.
so good.
I've
Right?
never seen it.
Exactly.
Is it
good?
I looked at I was like, I'm not gonna watch thing about the dude with a horse head, but then somebody told me like you should watch it because
Adult
it'll
Swim?
change your life. No, it's
No,
Netflix.
that's Netflix.
No,
It's
no, it's
Netflix.
Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
Which
Yeah,
I'll
I've
give
had
it a
a.
chance because it's Netflix. I'll give it a chance because it's Netflix. And they
You
just
gotta
throwing
take it,
money
like-
at good creators right now.
You got to take it slowly though. Like BoJack Horseman has consistently given me just like full mental breakdowns every season. Like it's so depressing. Like it's so good. Oh, dude, it'll make you cry. Like
Wait, what?
That good?
yeah,
huh?
dude, it's so good because it's just it's like
Like funny?
it's
good?
written like a comedy, but it's just a drama. It's great. It's really, dude. Just watch it. It's really good. And the new season's coming out this in a couple months. And you know, BoJack, he lives in Hollywood, and it's about all that jazz. And I just moved here, and it's gonna be an emotional season, y'all. Like, it's good.
I think the last cartoon that I was really happy about that they brought back in a different way was Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
They bring that back?
I haven't seen that.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Like, because I remember watching Birdman. It used to be like this really cheesy old school Hanna-Barbera like superhero. It was a bird. He had his eagle. He had like he was powered by the sun. So they brought back all these cartoons as like updated like real life situations where he's a lawyer now, and he's defending all these different Hanna-Barbera characters like Johnny Quest. They're like getting sued for something, so he has to defend them. The Flintstones, like you see them like getting defended because
Sounds awesome.
somebody got smashed the face with a rock or something like that. It's really funny because it's just normal everyday situations that a lawyer would go through, but with the characters that you like grew up with, and you're like, oh my god.
Raga, you should
so
find
good.
that game. The company I used to work for made that game. Harvey.
Really?
And we got all of the High Voltage got all of the like files to make it because it was made
Is it on Steam?
I don't know. You probably have to buy it. It was made in Flash too. It was like some of it because like a lot of that stuff was made the show was animated in Flash, so we would get the Flash file so that we can like take it and then make a game out of it. Like check it out. It was crazy. So you had like insight. I didn't know anything about that until I was working and watched it. I was like, this is crazy.
So Bradwig just said The Tick was a great animated series.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. There's parts on The Tick that seriously made me laugh. The little side like comedy timing between him and his sidekick, or like some of the other characters would say stuff under their breath. It's just like
And
really good.
Netflix is coming out with the live action
They'd have
show.
to bring back the.
I mean, there was already
Really?
one, right?
Where he was like,
They
it was
have-
Already like
it's
a live
coming
animated
out.
flick.
They're coming out with
the
the
same
new
dude?
live action Tick. Yes.
The same dude from Seinfeld.
No,
Oh,
they got a new guy.
he was good though.
But but he's he's
Yeah,
older.
he's older.
He can come back as like Daddy Tick or
Oh, can
They
you
should have
imagine?
just like had him
Old
like
school,
as a
he's old
retired
school.
tick.
He's like an old school retired colonel Tick.
I love it when they make cartoons of like, the same situation, but like they're older and they're like not as good, and they're always like, they have to fight their old villains that are also old and retired. That'd be kind of fun.
So yeah, Tick was good.
It might
I love
be
the
it
old
might be Amazon too. Angel Acosta said it might be Amazon.
Oh really? Okay, Amazon. Then. We can even go back since we're on the 2D kick tonight. Like we can even talk about the old school like in TV days, you got like the Aeon Flux, and you got
that's
the Max. The Max, remember that one?
Yeah.
Which is
Mad
based
Max.
off, yeah.
No, not Mad Max. Just
Max.
right?
Yeah, which is based off the comic book, which 2D show that looked just like the comic book but animated. It was great.
Old school HBO shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They
Howard
used
the
to
Duck.
give up good money for animation stuff. Aeon Flux was like classic sci-fi, but like weird, and you're almost like, should I be watching this? But it's good. That's old school though. You gotta look it up if you don't. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Aeon Flux.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Carly's like 5. She
Yeah,
has
dude,
it.
I'm like
Yeah.
12, man.
I just went old school, but it's animation history. Go look it up.
Yeah, I will. I hear that one's really good.
How about Invader Zim? Do you remember Invader Zim?
Oh
Dude, that's the
They're coming
reason
back,
why
too.
I'm an artist.
Yeah, Invader Zim was like, wow.
They're bringing it back.
They're bringing
Yeah, they're making a movie. They were
It
just
was
hiring
good.
storyboarders for it.
It's hard to do that style too. People try to do that style with the animating that because it's so simple but good. But like, good though.
It's so good.
Have you ever seen his that guy's comics?
Yes.
Johnny
Yeah,
the
I have
Homicidal
one.
Maniac
Mhm.
and Squee, dude.
Squee's
That's
so
still one of my
good.
favorite comics of all time.
I
Little
have that
traumatized
with me.
kid that has nightmares that come to life.
The art is so good. I want to go find that now. It's like 2 feet from me. Yeah, that's Invader Zim's the reason why I was an artist though. Like I was, you watch it and you're like, am I allowed to watch this? Like it's so weird and gross. But, like it's just great. I love it, and
My
y'all should
favorite
have seen
episode
the
was
whole
when they
fan
turn
art
into
I made. It's
sausages. They got their like DNA and like
Yeah.
infused with sausage DNA.
How
Invader-
were they allowed to air that episode where Zim like harvested everybody's organs?
Yeah.
How was that allowed? Like,
You wanted Zim to win though. You really did.
yeah, you did.
After a while.
I
You're
don't
like,
know. Take over. We
He's
don't know
so
what we're
dumb.
doing.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Nickelodeon showed an episode with Powdered Toast Man putting the Pope in his butt cheeks, flying out the window and incinerating him. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure that
I guess we got to talk about that too. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy, right? That whole
Oh, Ren and
Sunday morning
Stimpy's so
lineup.
good.
We going
Oh,
even
yeah.
more old school. The whole Sunday
Yeah.
morning lineup where you hope you
John K is
Yeah.
John K was kind of, he was one of my inspirations.
Mhm.
I was just
Same.
like, how are you getting away with this? Like this is going to be
Oh,
bad
Yeah, Ren and
when
Stimpy.
people have kids.
I think that's the episode that got the show canceled. Actually,
Oh my gosh. I heard that the animators, when he was directing, he was like, y'all aren't allowed to draw the characters the same way twice. Like, don't draw the same facial expression the exact same way. So that's why they kind of like change it up, and there's a lot of diversity in the show.
oh really?
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I like it.
I think that's correct. It's good. I didn't find it until high school, but man, it's really solid.
Toast man.
All right, you know what time it is?
Nah.
Karli Melder.
What? What do you want from me?
Everything.
Nothing but your time.
Nah.
Carly, this or that?
No.
Do you prefer the east side or the west side
Of Huntington.
of Huntington, Indiana?
Huntington? Oh my gosh, dude. I don't even know, man. Any side. All right. So, like, Huntington, you have the university and then a nice little town, and then you have the train tracks. You don't go past the train tracks.
Yo, that sounds so scary.
Dude,
Right.
I mean, it's really not. It's a really safe town because, I mean, everyone, like, you think that people doing meth would be really scary, but, they just kind of stay in their house.
If that's the case,
That's
don't
okay.
come to San Francisco. You don't want that.
Nah,
It turns into Walking Dead after like 9:30.
damn.
San Francisco is the only city where I've seen a homeless person take a shit in a cup and just leave it there.
Wow.
When I was skating back from school, and I was like, I can't unsee this.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, I guess.
Man, that reminds me. The very first night we arrived in LA to move, All right, I'm driving around. It's scary because you're driving in LA at night, and there's this drunk guy just sitting in the middle of the road. And you're like, oh no, what's gonna happen? So I stop, and everybody on the other side just keeps going by as they don't even see this guy, and he's just in the road. And you know how like dogs, you know how they like wipe their butts, you know? He was like doing that. He's like, all right, this is how I'm gonna cross the road. So he's like scooching on his butt with like a bottle, you know, and he's like in the middle of the road, and he gets kind of over into the other lane, and there's a car coming. It's like a big SUV, and this guy's sitting down. It doesn't see him, and like his legs are in the way of the wheels, and my mom is there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is my mom or my parents, like, is my whole family about to watch this go down? And it sees him last minute and just swerves out of the way, and these two guys run out there, they drag him off.
Oh my god!
The
first night
was my mom was there.
Dude, my younger sisters, like,
peeled at the window, like,
yeah, I was like, yeah, I live here now. I'll be fine. It's fine.
That reminds me. Jack and I moved to LA together, and we finally it took us 3 days to get out there. We finally get to Venice. He was starting a job at Digital Domain and stuff, so we drove out there just in time, unloaded all his stuff, and all my stuff was still in. I had a truck back then, and so all my stuff was still there. And we're done, and we were gonna go try to find some food, and we saw a bunch of people out down like half a block, like right on the beach. And we're like, oh, let's go see. We walk up to a bunch of homeless people, like around a barrel that had a fire in it.
Oh my gosh!
And we were like, okay, that's they're not gonna know where to get any food. And then so we turned back around, and I was like, well, I can just, grab a couple things and crash here. This other homeless guy walks up as I'm opening the door to my truck. He goes, "You need help moving that in?" And I was like, "Well, Jack, I'm gonna keep on driving down to San Diego. I'll see you later."
That's fun.
I jumped in my truck and left.
Left Jack there with the homeless guy.
LA, if nothing else, LA is nothing but nonstop entertainment.
Dude, it is. It's overwhelming.
Nonstop. The Blind Darkness at classic homeless people and trash fires. Yeah. It
like transforms overnight. It's really weird. Like during the day, I mean, I guess it's a little sketch. I mean, Burbank isn't, but then as soon as like the night hits, like you start seeing all the shopping carts, and you're like, oh boy, I'm just gonna keep walking.
Oh, wait till you accidentally go past Tent City. It's Skid Row in downtown LA.
Oh man.
Yeah. I know where.
Yeah. If you need any motivation at all to keep working, just go drive around downtown LA.
The best part is when people like get Airbnbs over there, they don't realize that
not knowing
during the day, and then all of a sudden it turns into to Home City, Tent Row. So then they're walking back from like the convention center, and they realize I gotta walk straight through.
Like I made a big mistake.
Yeah, you did not do your research.
Hey, Carly. 91 Cap says, Carly, have I ever told you about the homeless guy that plays the guitar under my window?
Cap 91?
Cap 91 or 91 Cap. What's your name?
What's your name? It's 2017.
What's your name? While he or she does that, we'll get another this or that.
Question.
This or that. 2D or 3D?
Dude, 2D. You gotta just always you gotta do the 2D. Like I had to take classes in Maya. No, do not. No. If you like hurting yourself and kicking computers, you can do 3D and use Maya. Dude, no, I can't. Dude. Maya,
you're talking to a 3D artist right here.
Sorry.
You guys are about to fight.
You are wrong. No.
Because this is the most enthusiastic 2D artist we've had on the show.
Dude, it's just, I mean, if you like hurting yourself, then yeah, be a 3D artist.
Wow.
Damn.
Savage. Savage.
How do you feel about that, Charlie?
Oh snap!
I'm gonna fall back and let the interview keep going.
I mean, I'm sure you have
That
to
was
be a
just the best
masochist
response.
to some extent to be any kind of animator, but especially 3D. Like, if you like losing all your work and just being an
Yeah.
angry, sad,
Being-
and miserable person.
being a
I mean, it
creative
shows.
is
I mean,
like
look at Charlie.
Oh, damn.
Nice.
God,
We take
damn.
away that Toon Boom software and you're nothing.
Nah, dude, I still have my
Oh, actually-
crayons and my MS Paint. I'll come at you with my MS Paint,
My
Charlie.
flamethrower. She brought it back. Melt those cramps
MS
down.
Paint,
And make it
flamethrower.
amazing.
I'll just throw my computer at you. How's that for MS Paint?
91 Cap is Kira.
Kira. Okay, yeah, you got to tell us the story. Yeah, Kira's a friend. She lives out here too. Works in, I believe, film. It's pretty cool. What?
She works somewhere. Is she 3D or 2D?
Oh, here you
Dude,
go.
she's
This is a
film.
good one.
Doesn't
Thanks
have to deal with
to
that.
Angel. Thanks to Angel Acosta for this or that. MS Paint or PowerPoint.
Ooh.
Dude, on hell, you know I gotta go with the paint. Like, do you even know me? Come on. PowerPoint, you may have those little sound icons. You can add really annoying sounds into the slides as you go, but it's never gonna top the sheer quality that is saving a JPEG in Microsoft Paint over and over and over and over again. Like, it's too good.
All right, let's see. Netflix or Cartoon Network?
Ooh. A hard one.
It's tough, dude.
That's a tough-
Netflix.
No one ever says Cartoon Network, Cartoon Network and chill. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
That's true. Well, Cartoon Network's been coming out with some
Yeah,
pretty
it's-
cool
It's
stuff.
thinking with those things.
Yeah. Cartoon Network has some really good
Yeah.
cartoons and
I
stuff.
guess right now Netflix really knows their user base, and they've been pumping out a lot of great, just content for a lot of different people. Like they know my generation real well, and then they create all those great shows. And I guess I have to say
Gotta
Netflix.
check out that Castlevania too. If you haven't.
Yeah, I hear that's
That's a good
good. The dude who made Frederator like directed that.
Mm.
Yeah, Fred Seibert.
We're dropping all type of gems on this
know.
show. If you don't have anything to watch after this show,
Watch this
you
show.
weren't listening.
Nickelodeon or Disney TV?
Ooh.
Hmm.
What you gonna do there?
I gotta say Disney TV. I really do, because
You
there's
really do.
there's something that they're working on. I can't say anything, but it's gonna be so good. But also Disney's
Did
TV,
you
like
do
if
the
y'all have seen
storyboards
Pickle
for
and
that?
Peanut, that was for the revision test, yeah.
I just
But y'all, if y'all haven't seen Pickle and Peanut, that is a gem.
Pickle and
Great
peanut.
Disney, yeah, great Disney
Pickle
show.
and
They're
Peanut?
redoing that DuckTales. Looks so good.
Oh
Darkwing
yeah.
Duck.
Oh, yeah, I heard
They're
about
bringing
that.
Darkwing Duck back too.
Mhm.
Have you guys seen those the cartoon shorts that they're doing? The very
The Mickey?
stylized.
Like the Mickey shorts,
Yeah,
so good.
the really
dude.
stylized ones.
amazing.
Those are so cool.
haven't seen it.
Like the one where
Yeah.
he's like rescuing Minnie, right?
There's
they like
one like
switch
that.
minds with I forget what the big, like bully looking dude looks.
Bluto.
Bluto. He switches minds with Bluto, and Bluto's like Frankenstein, and
Mm.
Oh, that's an older one. That's
That one's
really
awesome.
creepy though. It's
I
good.
love that one. The animation is
Yeah.
gorgeous.
The visuals are.
Mhm.
I'm glad that they're doing that. And it's only like 5-minute shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I feel like Disney gets a lot more flack than they deserve because they're top tier and they know their stuff, so you can complain all about the princesses and all about those shows all you want, but when you think top tier animation, you think Disney. Like,
Yeah, they're the
It's
ones
one of those
who
things where
get it off.
you can hate all you want on it, but you're still gonna go watch it.
yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
hate it.
exactly. Like,
It's like every Marvel movie from here on out. You might hate it. You're gonna be like, oh fuck that shit, but you're still gonna watch it like 3 times. You
You
know?
only,
Valid,
gonna, you, only
I
gonna,
mean-
you only gonna hate it in public though, and that's because that's what stupid artists do. you know, but you know it's good.
I know.
You know it's good. I mean,
Yeah. It's crazy how small the circle is, just online with artists in general and show creators. Like, you never know what's gonna end up happening. So if you're gonna shit on a show, you better have some ground to stand on.
Yeah, exactly. You got to have some fire before you go talking shit. Kira said they're making a ride based off those Mickey shorts. That'd be cool. I'd be
So
down to check that out.
Yeah, Kira really wants to do a theme park like design and stuff like that.
Ooh,
I wanted
that'd
to
be
see
fun.
that park. Is it this? It might be Universal Studios, but I can't remember. It's not Disney. But there's a Avatar based park. You know,
Oh, I heard about
from the
that.
movie that looks really cool. If you look at pictures online, like with the floating islands and the whole thing, it's
Wait, the
really
crazy
cool.
blue creatures or Avatar: The Lost Airbender?
No, the blue creatures, like
Oh, okay.
James Cameron, the James Cameron.
I like
one.
the
Oh,
Pandora
yeah,
theme.
Yeah. It was the park looked cool. You know, I mean that'd be a cool person to find in the interview because like talk about a niche, you know,
Yeah.
career to find your way into theme parks. Like how do you get that? You know,
No idea.
Last one. Paper or digital tablet?
You can't beat paper. You just can't do it. Like, everyone learns on paper. It's the best way to get stuff down. I mean, I sketch on paper and then I'll go in and ink it. But you can't just beat the precision that is just drawing on paper. It feels so good, man. Tablets are never gonna. Well, I guess I shouldn't say never because this is the age of technology, but
I think
it's
it's gonna
very
get
hard
there
to
soon
replicate
enough.
that. Yeah.
Doesn't Wacom already have one where you can just lay a piece of paper on a little like slate and then just draw on the paper and it
Yeah,
translates it?
the Wacom Inkling. It ended up not being that good based on performance. I got one and like it's really cool. Like it'll track your drawings and stuff, but ultimately it had a lot of areas of improvement. I think they've improved the technology a
I mean,
lot
that's
since
step
then.
one though. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
you remember Cintiq, where like just normal Wacom like the other tablets, and then that came
Yeah.
out. The first
It's-
ones were kind of and then a couple years later, they're like the industry standard.
It's gonna lead to a
everybody wants one.
lot. Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before they actually make something where they just have like a sketchbook, and then just draw on the sketchbook, and it's magically on your computer.
That would be so
You know,
great.
They have these pens that they record what you write. So you could be writing on paper, and then when you open up you plug it into your computer, whatever, it recorded all of your strokes. So your papers are then digitized. But on the
I've
pen.
seen that with
not-
like notes, but I don't know if I've seen one with that actually works properly with actual drawings because the pressure sensitivity and stuff like that is a lot different.
right.
It is.
No,
More
there's like
nuanced.
the other one that you have like a little magnetic ring, and you like slide it onto whatever you want to draw with. I've never understood how they can deal with like the paper shifting. If your paper shifts even a little bit, I mean that's it. Like whenever I post on their online things, whenever I see a post, I'm like, how do you deal with this? They delete the comment right away.
Yeah, they advertise that on my Facebook all the time, and it's just like, yo, I'll just stick with a pencil. I mean, go out buy a pack of Ticonderoga for like $3. You're set, man. Like,
yeah.
The Blind Darkness said paper doesn't need batteries. So
that's true. So true.
And even now, Sketchbook on the iPad, you can take and draw, and I guess you can do this with everything, but you can draw something on a piece of paper and you take a picture of it with Sketchbook and it'll actually knock out the white of the paper for you. It'll just put your line art on a transparent layer for you. That's pretty cool.
How accurate is it?
I haven't tried it. I draw right on the thing. But I've been working on an idea, so I'm gonna be putting those guys, digitizing those guys. But yeah,
Nice.
I'll let you guys know.
Wiener.
You're welcome. Nice one. All right. So now, actually, let me do it like this.
I'm really feeling this one.
I did not tell you guys about this, but there's a little segment that we do where there's people that we've been keeping an eye on because they inspire us to draw and to do all kinds of wonderful things. And for me this week, Eflin Mercier, concept artist at Riot Games, lives in LA. The reason I found him is I was just telling you guys, I have Sketchbook Pro on my iPad and on my computer too. And he was a featured artist. And he's got, he's a combination of 2D and 3D. But, I'm a 2D-aholic. And this dude here is crushing these concepts.
That's fantastic.
In Sketchbook Pro?
Yes.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, he's just, when I start playing around with these softwares, and then I see what good people do with them, I think to myself, I need to get to work. And he's one of them. This is absolutely beautiful stuff. Whether it's Sketchbook Pro or even Photoshop, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Something tells me that he can pull this off in either one of those.
Well, I mean, a lot of times it's not the program, it's the artist.
Exactly.
It's always the artist. Yep, you're right.
I will say, when you're drawing in Sketchbook for the desktop, the ability to just hit the space bar and you zoom in, depending on where you put the mouse, this puck shows up depending on where you put the mouse.
Yeah.
You can either zoom in, rotate, or pan around your drawing. Mm-hmm. Just with that one stroke, that one keystroke, I think is amazing. If Photoshop could do that, it'd be awesome. But just like the speed when you're getting into the rhythm of doing things, just being able to hit the space bar and moving around your drawing makes a huge difference, at least for me. Anyway, so yeah, he does environments, which should make Charlie super excited. He does character work, which makes kind of everyone else excited.
That's awesome.
So if you, let's see, artstation.com/artist/EFFLAM, or you could just get a copy of Sketchbook Pro and see his work there too. So that's mine.
Cool.
Nice.
All right, mine. Here we go. Share the screen, please. Boom. Come on, screen. Come on, you can do it. Come on. There we go. Inception. So my guy's name is Gerald, I think Singe. Art director and concept artist from Kuala Lumpur, lives in Malaysia. And yeah, he's cool. Came across his work this week, and I said, "Yep, you win. You're gonna be my inspiration this week." Looks like he does 3D, 2D work and stuff like that. A little bit of character design work. So he's 3D concept artist as well as 2D.
Wow.
But he's doing, usually with art directors and stuff like that, they're doing stuff for like look dev and stuff like that for either figurines or whatever. Looks like this is like a figurine or whatever, but obviously it's in 3D first. And then it gets fabricated. So let's see, like I said, this one says, asset render tests. Let's keep going. Boom. So we got some concept art skills and some cool eerie stuff.
Guy's got some good thighs.
Love the robot design. See, it always starts out in the 2D. What you say? What you say?
Oh, so that guy, he has some great thighs. It's thunder thighs, man.
There you go. I like the robot stuff, you know, that he does. He starts out with the sketches stuff and then kind of gets more detailed. Keeps going. Keeps going. Keeps going. It's cool stuff here.
It's awesome.
This is cool. This 3D stuff he does too. It's kind of cool. It says it calls this Metalhead, but this was like my favorite one. Maybe my new desktop.
That's cool.
Oh, this one's like this crazy Dark Vader high like concept.
See, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that that makes me want to get a cape.
Nice.
That cape. I don't want no punk sissy cape like Superman has. It's got to have that nice little drape in the
bareback,
back. It's
yeah.
like super dramatic.
Show off the
Just
back.
leave it down to see the butt, you know.
Especially if it's in the front.
Dude, oh yeah, always.
Okay.
That T-Rex is so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
So literally, this is from a series. Maybe it's his series or whatever. Metalhead, you know, because he's got a bunch of concepts from it.
Awesome.
It's like really good. That's the gray model, textured. I like the look. I like the look dev stuff. This is some of the stuff I love when I'm looking at making of for like movies and some games stuff, but more so like movie stuff because they like have a whole exploration with the director for like a couple weeks before they even start. You know, look at some of the stuff like the art of Ghost in the Shell, like Ash Thorpe and like Che, and all those concept designers who like went in and did all this like research and like dev on it, where they're just having to make a bunch of videos over and over and a bunch of like renders and stuff with the director working directly with him. It's kind of cool if you get into like the whole concept art and stuff, especially for film stuff, you know. And then doing little model tests, turnarounds.
Nice.
You know. So the cool part about this too is not just like learning how to model and then just pumping out a bunch of stuff. You still got to have like the drawing part of it, you know, and then move into it all, you know. Everybody.
I think that's a common misconception for 3D artists going into school. It's like, oh, I can't draw, I'll go into 3D. No, y'all better learn how to draw.
Yeah, that was a huge issue in AI. Like, they
They
didn't teach you how to draw. They didn't want to draw, and then they were expected to be able to build anatomically correct things. It never
Or, like,
happened.
characters with
Students
charisma.
draw, you know. Like I said, I think it's all about what you make of it. You know, definitely there was, well, at least at RAI, there's definitely teachers that foster drawing if you wanted to. You know, yeah. But yeah, most of the students can be stupid back then and not want to draw at all. They want to
I mean, that's what happens nowadays.
You know, just want to play video games and watch anime.
I used to play Magic the Gathering a lot.
Oh yeah.
Had that
What
big
was that?
card book, right? With
What's
all
the game?
sleeves.
What's the game that you're getting into now? I was watching you on Facebook or on
League of
Instagram.
Legends.
Oh my gosh, of course you
Log
would.
on.
League of
Yo,
Legends.
Raga, that makes sense though. It's a natural progression for you as a Magic player
Yep.
to get into something that's card based. Similarly, you know.
Right.
There's another one called Duelist.
Oh,
Rock
Duelist
on
is
was on
good.
Instagram.
Duelist is amazing. I
People
love
like
this
that
game.
because of the 2D side too. Like, have you
It's
looked at
like-
any of their making of?
It's like chess met with magic, match like with other shit.
And
then-
good 2D art, right? And all
and the art is sick. The
it's all hand
sprites.
drawn.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
yeah. You look up Duelist, you'll like it too, Carlos. It's like how they made that game, which started like kind of indie, right?
I think so. I'm not
Got a
completely
good
sure about
following.
the
Got a really good following.
The
though.
story behind it.
It's like a good like cult classic. I don't know how good they're doing.
Blind
now.
Darkness said, "Nerd alert."
Mhm.
You better
Just
know it.
games.
Nerd for life, buddy.
That's it.
So it pays the bills.
I know I didn't give you guys the heads up, but Karli, Rodgon, is there anyone that you guys want to?
Oh yeah, I just looked one up right now.
Oh dude, yeah, I have one for sure.
somebody
Cool.
that I've been looking forward to, like at least hoping to meet one day because I want to just pick her brain. Let me see if I can figure out how like do this.
Is that the one you made the fan art of recently, Rod?
No.
Okay.
Wait, let me see. Can you guys see
You
this?
like a lot of artists. You shout them out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me see it.
Can you
Let me
guys
see
see
it. It's your
the
desktop.
art?
It's your desktop.
Your desktop?
Move
Which
it over.
desktop? How about now?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Full screen.
All right. Her name is Vixie Arts. Not exactly sure what her real name is, but you'll automatically see why I actually really like her artwork. It's
Rod, go full screen so we can see it better.
Oh.
There we
better.
go. Yep.
Look at
So
that
her work is
mouth.
just like insane. Like her animals that she draws are just way too cool.
Wow.
You know, like, and
Yeah,
she
cool.
like she has some of the cleanest line work. Like this is her sketching line work. Like this, it's not
Oh my
like a
gosh.
refined sketch.
How old is she? Where's she?
That's her sketch. Like that's just sometimes
probably
little,
Yeah,
sometimes.
I mean, because this is the first DeviantArt like inspiration we've had ever. That's awesome.
I think these are pages from her sketchbook.
I like
Cheapers.
that. Bottom right one's cool. I love that one.
Yeah, like if you ever see videos of her like actually drawing, it's insane.
Is she
Like,
on YouTube?
She's on Instagram, I think. Like I haven't seen if she has a YouTube,
Yeah, put the Instagram. Yeah, cool.
but she has some of the most creative, most dynamic posing that I've like ever seen, just in general. And I absolutely am in love with this woman, and she doesn't even know it yet.
Stalker.
I don't even know what she looks like,
That's okay.
but she is awesome. Maybe
Yeah,
not.
that's good.
This one isn't even her.
This is always hard about DeviantArt. You like keep
Well,
going,
it's kinda
too
hard to, like,
far,
keep
and
track
you're
of.
like, oh wait a minute, this is not the person anymore.
But this, let's see. Yeah,
You know her
this is
Instagram? Is her Instagram linked on there?
her Instagram is just the same, Vixie Arts.
Yeah, because she might have more on there. This is cool. Great line.
Yeah, but like every single time I see one of her sketches, it takes her the same amount of time that it takes to do mine, and I'm like, dude, I need to get to that level at some point.
Mm.
Like, it's just awesome.
She working anywhere yet?
I have no idea. I don't really know anything about her.
Just the art's cool, right?
Yeah,
I just love her. Oh, dude, yes. Right when I saw,
the
'cause
screen thing is gone, right?
if you go to Instagram.com/Vixie VIXIE Arts ARTS,
That's
and
her.
you click on her Redbubble link, I think I'm already following her.
If
Because
you ever get her on,
on the
you gotta
Redbubble,
invite me.
we'll see. We'll see. That might be a show that Jack shows up to, and you know you'll
won't
be out of
you won't
luck.
be there.
I know, right?
No, her Redbubble, she has this tiny tiger. I actually have that drawing on my computer. It's pinned on Pinterest. I have it liked. I have it pulled, and it's saved over it. I have this
That's funny when that
tiny
happens,
tiny tiger saved at least 5 different places.
Her animals are insanely good. Like, insanely good. And her coloring is off the charts. You know how Loish is an artist that's known a lot for drawing girls and like her coloring and stuff like that. This is like her, but he just started drawing animals, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. Yep, I am following her. Illustrator, character designer, and concept artist from Sweden.
Oh,
Nice.
There you go. All right, Miss Karli.
All right. Do I just hit the screen share button?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, share the entire screen. All right. My artist is Porky Roebuck or Blitz Cheese on Twitter. Y'all should definitely follow him. My boyfriend introduced me to this guy a couple months ago, and you guys, there's something about it. It's so simple, yet it's so cute but so funny.
Mhm.
He just puts smiley faces on freaking everything. Like, look, this banana peel has a smiley face on it. What's not to love about this guy? He works in Illustrator, and I just started supporting him on Patreon. Dude, I mean, come on.
So good.
You can't beat this.
There's a
Like,
bud.
Monday, bud.
yeah, he's just phenomenal. And he creates all these just funny little drawings. And he went through a phase a while ago where he just started putting butts on like everything. Like he drew a sand dune, and the sand dune had
That
butts on
makes
it
sense.
and like a smiley face and stuff.
That
It's
makes
just
sense.
he's really interesting, and it's something that I haven't seen a whole lot of.
Oh, there's a butt.
Oh yeah,
Pushing his
dude.
butt agenda here.
He's phenomenal.
Whoa.
So yeah, I mean, like, what even is that? It's a snores, you know? Like,
What?
it says it's a snores about the design. Snores. It's a snake horse, you guys. Like, oh yeah, this one is great. You know, these clouds. The clouds. He has like sprinkles on him because he's a sheep, and there's just all these little weather guys going on. Yeah,
awesome.
porky'sthebomb.com. And like he has larger illustrations that are just phenomenal, you know, or like this one. Like what's even going on with this? It's so good. So yeah, that's my guy.
Awesome.
Cool. Good job.
Yeah, definitely follow him at Blitz Cheese on Twitter right here, you guys. But
That was awesome. All
There we
right.
go.
So with that, we bring the show to a close. Ms. Karli, if people wanted to find your work online, where can they find you?
just look up Karli Cartoons, Karli, and then cartoons spelled normal. If you just Google it, it'll come up.
Awesome.
I have my website, karlicartoons.com. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. Oh yeah, when you go into the images, there's like a bunch of toads and stuff, you know, so pretty good. Yeah. I draw a lot. It's fun. I have a Patreon for butt related things usually.
Nice.
So awesome.
So good.
So many
Mr. Rodgon, if people are looking for you online, where can they find you?
Well, if you want to see daily drawings of random perverted animals with really hot girls, you can go onto my Instagram account. It's at Rodgon the Artist. Or if you want to actually learn some stuff and want to become an artist for a living, you can check me out on YouTube. Also, Rodgon the Artist.
Boom.
Got him.
Oh, hey, Charlie.
Hey, what's up? I'm here.
People are looking for you online. Where can they find you?
You can find me on my Facebook page, artist page, CharlieBW3, Facebook.com, obviously. You can find me at my portfolio page, which is cargocollective.com/Charlie B. Williams. You can find me on Twitter, CBW3, Instagram, with some amazing images of everyday life is CharlieBW3. And if you need reference or anything else like that, if you don't know about Pinterest as an artist, go to CharlieBW3 on Pinterest and
Get your life
catch
right.
up. Get it right. Get it in your life. Get your
Quick little congratulations to my baby brother, Charlie. There.
Oh, yeah.
for-
Yeah, so this week I got promotion at work, and I'm
Nice.
now the design manager, meaning as well as the lead artist for Next Now Agency, which is the creative experiential agency I work for, doing VR, AR, all of the above, motion tracking, projection-based stuff, experiential stuff, cool stuff that you'll see at shows and cons and for brands like Nike and Under Armour and all those other places. We get to use their marketing dollars in a cool way. So I now run the art department. So yeah, I'm in charge. Yes.
Attaboy.
Are you going to rule with an iron fist?
Yep.
Yes.
Same way I did teaching. They don't even know what's going to hit them. I get to do stuff. I have so many ideas.
There's no other way.
No other way.
And I'm Carlos. You can find me at Coconut Justice. Pretty much just do a search for Coconut Justice. Chances are that's me. And if it's not, please tell me so I can chase down whoever it is that's using my name. This is Sketch Zone. You can find us at sketch.zone. And we're here pretty much every week. We try to be. Hang on. We got
the front butts.
Front butts, yeah, son.
Oh, dude, yes.
Is that you?
I'm me with the front butt mouth.
Awesome.
Front butt sun, front butt butt.
Front butt mouth.
The
Dude,
clouds
I'm
have
so
front butts.
sad.
To the left. There it is.
The cloud has front butts.
Oh my gosh.
Wait a minute.
10 out of 10.
Is that Daisy Dukes? Are you wearing Daisy Dukes?
I am wearing Daisy Dukes. That's the only way to present a
You brought
proper
it back.
So yeah, look up Sketch Zone podcast. If you go to sketch.zone, we have links there for everything. We're here. We try to be here every week. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe and then tell all your friends. We try to have fun and bring light to, sorry, the chat room is going at it again.
How dare you?
You can find us on Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, iTunes, all that good stuff. So follow us, tell your friends, and yeah, that's it for us. Thank you guys all so much
Thank you guys. Yes.
Thanks,
for
y'all.
joining us. Everyone in the chat room, thanks for making it fun. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Hey Charlie, you know who's coming in next week?
Who's
Dude,
coming?
who?
Who is it?
Brother Man Comics.
Oh, part 2. Stay tuned. I think we got the whole trio, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It's gonna be good
Guys,
times
next week, guys. Come on back.
All right, y'all. Have a good week.